boxing champion like Anthony Joshua was in a motor vehicle accident in Nigeria. Two of his friends, and he was injured because he was in the back of the car, and that's what saved his life. But in the big 232 million people in Nigeria, in that big country, you want to tell me that you couldn't find an ambulance to bring the man to hospital? What the in big Nigeria with over 232 million people, you could not find an ambulance to bring the world boxing champion Anthony Joshua to hospital? What the Listen to me, people, man. You must do better. Nigerians, you got to do better.
So as you guys know, Anthony Joshua got into a car accident. I made a video and the Nigerians are mad. When I tell you the Nigerians of Instagram are furious in my comment section, they mad. They mad like they come from a country that just sucks. First of all, let's give a disclaimer. Me being an African American, I don't really appreciate the fact that they call me an African American. Africa is a continent. There are 54 countries in Africa last time I checked. We don't call people Asian Americans. We call them Chinese Americans. We don't call them European Americans. We call them Italian Americans. So the fact that y'all just disrespectfully slap a continent label on us is extremely disrespectful. What I do know about Africa is that there are 54 countries. So mentally, I give Africa the respect it deserves. I treat each country as an individual. Like I said, there are a bunch of other countries in Africa where people are proud to be from there and they would never leave. Nigeria is not one of them. From what I understand, Nigeria is a... But I understand how y'all think, you know, y'all love the way I think when I'm holding single moms accountable. Y'all love the way I think when I'm talking about anybody who you don't like. But when I challenge the way you think, all of a sudden I'm a bitch. All of a sudden I don't know what I'm talking about. That's the disrespect that I have grown accustomed to dealing with. People think I'm so smart, so funny, so clever, until I see through some shit that you don't want me to see through. Nigerians outside of Nigeria tell us how bad Nigeria is. And I got some of them Nigerians today.
The first time I saw a dead body was actually in Nigeria. When I did a video talking about me being hesitant about going to Nigeria as an adult, everyone came at me. Lord of the Rings, who is this one that drew blah, 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 all of it? People came for, I think, 30 days. My neck was done. And I'm explaining to you guys, my experience as a kid in Nigeria was, I saw someone get beat up and burnt. I've seen bodies, like, you know, accidents happen and bodies are just left there and you're just driving past and it's just a body there, lifeless. Those are my experiences. There's 100 other things I can talk about, but let's just focus on the accidents and bodies in Nigeria. Now, with the Anthony Joshua thing, I didn't even want to talk about it because I feel like it's very insensitive to, you know, speak about these things because two people did lose their lives. But in the same token, watching all the videos of this guy, like, coming out of the thing and the police officers are dragging him and people are all around making noise and the whole thing looked a mess. There was no cohesion, nothing made sense. It just looked like rubbish. And I'm like, this is people with big money. This is people. So think to yourself, if this is a guy with millions and that's how an accident in Nigeria looks like for him, imagine if you don't have much. Your body's just going to lay there till someone figures out what they're doing, man. You know what I mean? Like, they just drag you about. So please, people, when people go, oh, Nigerians, what is killing Nigerians is the pride. I really think it's the pride, because instead of you telling me what is all, like, how you guys are better than everyone, that maybe you should really, really pressure the government for infrastructure, because this is...
I'm Nigerian. This is not one of those cases, my G. Anthony Joshua's two friends died on some stupid shit. Not their fault at all. It's Nigeria's fault. I'm sorry. Come on, you have a truck that is just unattended on the side of the road. No cones. No hazard planes. Just there. Just sitting there, bro. That is some stupid shit. Let's just be clear. Man couldn't even get adequate self-care. Like, when people ask me why I don't just crave going to, Dirty December and all of that, there's so many problems in Nigeria to the point where everybody in Nigeria has the mentality. That's why that truck was left there. The mentality. It's the officials, it's the government, it's all of that. Either way, you see what just happened to a man who went to Nigeria just to celebrate. And not even a few days later, he's in the hospital. His 2 friends are dead because a truck was left unattended on the side of the road. And there's millions of those in Nigeria. Many shit's just there for no reason. Stop that whole sacrifice shit. This ain't that.
Anthony Joshua's car crash in Nigeria is a prime example of what many great Nigerians experience in Nigeria. When Nigeria happens to you, it happens to be a very Nigerian thing. And the shame is that this accident probably could have been avoided if there was good infrastructure, systems in place that meant that people were not living in such a dysfunctional way. You understand? No infrastructure, no nothing, no services, no nothing. I'm seeing videos of people lifting the man into a bus. Like the general public are carrying a world-class champion boxer, like into a bus because he's had a car crash. Like Nigeria is a company, not even incorrect. Nigeria is a country capable of producing world level, athletes and things like this, but the infrastructure in our country, the services in our country don't support the quality that we're producing. And this is the sad tale of every bloody Nigerian. Do you know how many Nigerians didn't flourish until they left Nigeria? It's a shameful thing to say about your own country. Like, it's getting to a point where it's just ridiculous. Of course, he had an accident in Nigeria. The man has just won a fight, made loads of money, been discovered by America, all of these good things happening, and then you put Nigeria in the mix.
Anthony Joshua's accident in Lagos, Nigeria should act as a reminder for Africans in the diaspora to stop fantasizing about Africa.
DJ Drama!
Anthony Joshua's accident in Lagos, Nigeria should act as a reminder for Africans in the diaspora to stop fantasizing about Africa. What you saw in that video where you had an accident, people got brains crushed out there lying on the road, and there is no paramedics, no emergency support, that is the reality of what most people have to live by. Majority of Africa is like that. Someone got an accident and people are just praying for him, telling him he's not going to die. And there is nobody there seriously to help. These are, for the most part, dysfunctional countries. And this is the reality of it. That's why your parents left a long time ago and try to create a life elsewhere where you're now based. So if you're going to go to Africa, dirty December, sure, have fun. But just remember, if something goes wrong, you're on your own, there is no support, and you would easily imagine if Anthony Joshua had only 30 minutes to leave, that if he didn't get support within 30 minutes, he would lose his life. Well, would probably lose him by now, because you saw in that video there was nothing. It's just the guy's traumatized and people just got cell phones outside in his face and just screaming and making all these making a lot of noise. It's crazy. So when you make all this money that you're making and you have all these fantasies about the motherland and Africa and so on, man, look, you don't have to do it. Go elsewhere. Go to Dubai, bro. Go somewhere else where you'll be safe, you'll be taken care of, and if something goes wrong, there's actually systems at work to protect you and to help you. I know the fantasies are so big, so real in a lot of people's heads, and I like going to Africa myself. I love it. But don't go with these fantasies that a lot of people have. It's just not realistic. And when Trump comes out and say, oh, these are all shithole countries, that is true. Even though a lot of Africans don't like to hear this and they hate him for it, that video is proof. In what functional society you would have that kind of scenario happens? So stop fantasizing and get real. If you're gonna go to dirty December, just remember, you're on your own.
You see, I told y'all, I don't judge Nigeria based on what I think about Nigeria. I'm a black American. What in God's name do I know about Nigeria? But you know who knows about Nigeria?